Dear students, welcome to the MCQ discussion session. Today we are going to discuss a topic called respiration in plants. Okay, the first question. Cleavage of a 6-carbon compound into 2 3-carbon compounds is the dash step of glycolysis. So you know that glycolysis starts with the glucose. The first step, glucose is phosphorylated into glucose 6-phosphate. It's a phosphorylation reaction. Then glucose 6-phosphate is isomerized into fructose 6-phosphate. Isomerization reaction, reaction number 2. Then fructose 6-phosphate is again phosphorylated into fructose 1,6-bisphosphate. The second phosphorylation reaction, the fructose 1,6-bisphosphate is broken down into dihydroxyacetone phosphate and 3-phosphoglyceraldehyde. That is the reaction number 4. And this reaction is called cleavage reaction. Here glucose is a 6-carbon compound, glucose 6-phosphate is a 6-carbon compound, fructose 6-phosphate is also a 6-carbon compound, fructose 1,6-bisphosphate is a 6-carbon compound. When it is broken into 2 compounds, dihydroxyacetone phosphate is a 3-carbon compound and 3-phosphoglyceraldehyde also is a 3-carbon compound. So the breakdown of a 6-carbon compound into 2 3-carbon compound is the 4th reaction. It's the 4th step, and this reaction is called cleavage reaction, or is also called aldol cleavage. So this is the 4th step. Answer is C. Next question. The total number of NADH and FADH produced during 4 Krebs cycles. In one Krebs cycle, leading to the formation of 3 molecules of NADH plus 1 molecule of FADH. 1 molecule of FADH. So for 4 into 4. So there will be 12 molecules of NADH plus 4 molecules of FADH. Okay. So the correct answer is 12 and 4. Next question. During condensation reaction of TCA cycle means Krebs cycle. Acetyl coenzyme A is a 2-carbon compound, combines with the dash, forming dash. So this is the first reaction. During first reaction, acetyl coenzyme A combines with the oxaloacetic acid, which is a 4-carbon compound, producing citric acid, which is a 6-carbon compound. That is why the Krebs cycle is also called citric acid cycle. Okay. So answer is D. The next question. The conversion of DHAP. DHAP means dihydroxyacetone phosphate into 3-pigal. 3-pigal means 3-phosphoglyceraldehyde during glycolysis is the dash kind of reaction. So we already studied that fructose 1,6-bisphosphate is a 6-carbon compound, and that will be broken down into dihydroxyacetone phosphate, which is a 3-carbon compound, and 3-phosphoglyceraldehyde, which is also a 3-carbon compound. This is the 4th reaction. The 4th reaction is called cleavage reaction. Then what happens is that the dihydroxyacetone phosphate is also converted into 3-phosphoglyceraldehyde. And this is the 5th reaction. This reaction is called isomerization. So that from 1 molecule of glucose, we will be getting 2 molecules of 3-phosphoglyceraldehyde. So what is the name of the 5th reaction? The conversion of DHAP into 3-pigal. It is called isomerization. Next one. Total ATP consumption during 1 Krebs cycle. Actually, ATP is consumed during respiration only during the first step of glycolysis and the third step of glycolysis. And these two are the ATP consumption reactions. But during Krebs cycle, there is no ATP consumption. The answer is 0. Next one. Identify the amphibolic process among the following. Amphibolic means it is both anabolic and catabolic, both destructive and constructive. So here, EMP pathway, pyruvate oxidation, citric acid cycle, and oxidative phosphorylation. These are the important steps in the respiratory pathway. So EMP pathway is totally catabolic. Pyruvate oxidation is totally catabolic. Oxidative phosphorylation, that is also during catabolism. But citric acid cycle is both anabolic and catabolic. So the process is considered to be amphibolic process. So citric acid cycle or TCA cycle or Krebs cycle is considered to be an amphibolic process. Next question is concerned with the RQ calculation. RQ means the volume of carbon dioxide produced divided by the volume of oxygen consumed. It is called respiratory quotient or RQ. Here in this given reaction, the total number of carbon dioxide produced is 102 and the total number of oxygen consumed is 145. So the answer will be almost 0.7. Next question. In citric acid cycle or TCA cycle, GTP, guanosine triphosphate, produced as a result of conversion of succinyl coenzyme A to succinic acid. The reaction is called substrate level phosphorylation. Coenzyme A is detached so that one molecule of GDP combines with the phosphate using the energy released producing one molecule of GDP. Next question, the one and the only 5-carbon intermediate of Krebs cycle. So in Krebs cycle, a 4-carbon compound combines with a 2-carbon compound producing 6 carbon. Okay. So from this 6 carbon, a 5-carbon compound is produced by releasing one molecule of carbon dioxide. From this 5-carbon, another 4-carbon compound is produced by releasing one molecule of carbon dioxide. Again, this 4-carbon compound is converted back into the original 4-carbon. This is the summary of Krebs cycle. So the 2-carbon compound, namely acetyl coenzyme A, is converted into 2 molecules of carbon dioxide. The first 4-carbon compound which accepts acetyl coenzyme A is called oxaloacetic acid. The first 6-carbon compound produced is called citric acid, and the one and the only 5-carbon compound occurred inside this Krebs cycle is called alpha ketoglutaric acid. The one and the only 5-carbon intermediate of Krebs cycle is called alpha ketoglutaric acid. Next one, regarding the electron transport chain or electron transport system, the complex 5 of electron transport chain is dash and is located inside dash. There are 5 complexes. Complex 1, 2, 3 and 4 are located inside the inner membrane of mitochondria, and the complex 5 is located inside the F1 of F0 F1 particle, and that complex is called ATP synthase. So this is the outer mitochondrial membrane, this is the inner mitochondrial membrane. Okay, this is the intermembrane space. Complex 1, complex 2, complex 3 and complex 4 are occurs inside the inner mitochondrial membrane, and this is the F0 F1 particle. This is the F0 F1 particle and the complex 5 is located here. This is the complex 1, complex 2, complex 3, complex 4 and complex 5. And the name of the complex 5 is ATP synthase, and that is located inside the F1 of the F0 F1 particle. Okay. Question number 11. Which one of the following process releases a carbon dioxide molecule? During glycolysis, one molecule of glucose is converted into 2 molecules of pyruvic acid. one 6-carbon compound is broken down into 2 molecules of 3-carbon compound. So there is no carbon dioxide release. In lactic acid fermentation, the pyruvic acid is converted into lactic acid. One C3 is converted to another C3. In alcohol fermentation, the pyruvic acid is converted into ethyl alcohol plus carbon dioxide. So this is the correct answer. Glycogenolysis. What is glycogenolysis? It is the breakdown of glycogen into glucose. Glycogen is a macromolecule that is broken down into glucose units. There is no, in that case also, there is no carbon dioxide release. So carbon dioxide release occurs only during alcohol fermentation among these 4 choices. Next question. Electron transport system alone is responsible for the production of dash ATP out of the total 38 ATP produced from one glucose. So there are 3 reactions. One is called glycolysis. In glycolysis, 4 ATP plus 2 NADH are produced. Okay. And 2 ATP is consumed also. So that the net ATP production is 4 minus 2 equals 2 ATP plus 2 NADH. Then the next reaction is pyruvate oxidation. 2 steps are there. In one pyruvate oxidation, 1 NADH2. So 2 into 1 NADH2. Okay. Then 2 Krebs cycles will be there. In one Krebs cycle, 3 NADH2, 1 FADH2, 1 GT into 2 Krebs cycles. So only these 2 ATP molecules are directly synthesized. This 2 NADH2, this 2 NADH2, this much. All these are converted by electron transport system. From one molecule of NADH, 3 ATP are produced. That means by ETS here 6 ATP. By ATS here 6 ATP. 2 into 3, 6 into 3, 18 ATP. 2 into 1, 2 FADH2 into 2, 4 ATP. 1 GTP means 1 ATP, so 2 GTP means 2 ATP. So altogether 6 plus 6, 6 plus 6 plus 18 plus 4 plus 2. 6 plus 6, 12, 12 plus 8, 18, 30, 30 plus 4, 34, 34 plus 2, 36. So 36 molecules of ATP are produced by electron transport system. 2 molecules of ATP are directly synthesized. Out of the 4 molecules are synthesized, 2 will be consumed so that the net will be 2 ATP. So out of the 38 ATP produced, 36 molecules of ATP are produced during electron transport system and only 2 are directly produced. So the correct answer will be 36. Next question. In which of the following reaction of glycolysis ATP formation occurs? Fructose 6-phosphate into fructose 1,6-bisphosphate. Here 1 molecule of ATP is consumed for adding phosphate to first carbon atom of fructose. 3-phosphoglyceraldehyde into 1,3-bisphosphoglyceric acid. That process is called inorganic phosphorylation. H3PO for phosphoric acid is attached. Phosphoenol pyruvic acid into pyruvic acid. So this is the answer. In phosphoenol pyruvic acid, the phosphate is present, that is removed, and the removed phosphate is needed for the formation of ATP. So when phosphoenol pyruvic acid converted into pyruvic acid, that is the 10th step of glycolysis, ATP formation occurs. 2-phosphoglyceric acid into phosphoenol pyruvic acid. So here also the phosphate is present in both cases, so there is no release of ATP. So answer is C. Next one, conversion of phosphoenol pyruvic acid into pyruvic acid during EMP pathway. EMP pathway means glycolysis. It is the first reaction, final reaction, fifth reaction, phosphorylation reaction. It is a dephosphorylation reaction actually. Phosphoenol pyruvic acid converted into pyruvic acid with the release of phosphate. That is used for the conversion of ADP into ATP. It is the 10th reaction or the last reaction, final reaction. Identify the reaction which is a decarboxylation reaction. Decarboxylation means removal of carbon dioxide. Conversion of succinic acid into fumaric acid. Succinic acid is a 4-carbon compound. Fumaric acid also is a 4-carbon compound, so there is no release of carbon dioxide. Conversion of fumaric acid into malic acid. Fumaric acid is a 4-carbon compound. Malic acid also is a 4-carbon compound. So there is no release of carbon dioxide. Conversion of pyruvic acid into acetyl coenzyme A. Pyruvic acid is a 3-carbon compound. Acetyl coenzyme is a 2-carbon compound. So there must be a release of carbon dioxide. So C is the answer. Conversion of citric acid. Citric acid is a 6-carbon compound. Isocitric acid is also a 6-carbon compound. There is no release. So the answer is C. Next one. Which one of the following correctly represent glycolysis? In glycolysis, one molecule of glucose is broken down into one molecule of dihydroxyacetone phosphate and one molecule of 3-phosphoglyceraldehyde. Then this dihydroxyacetone phosphate is also converted into 3-phosphoglyceraldehyde. These two molecules of 3-phosphoglyceraldehyde are finally converted into pyruvic acid. This is what is a summary of glycolysis. Here you can see that glucose is a 6-carbon compound. 3-pigal is a 3-carbon compound. DHAP is also 3-carbon. Pyruvic acid is a 3-carbon. So in glycolysis, one molecule of 6-carbon compound is broken down into two molecules of 3-carbon compound. So A is the correct answer. Next question. Which of the following is incorrect regarding Krebs cycle? Also known as tricarboxylic acid cycle. That is a right statement. Krebs cycle is also called TCA cycle or tricarboxylic acid cycle. We have to select incorrect statement. Krebs cycle occurs within mitochondria. That also is a right statement. Citric acid is the first product. That is why the cycle is also called a citric acid cycle. That also is a right statement. So the correct answer will be decarboxylation reaction never occurs. That is wrong. Decarboxylation reaction occurs so that acetyl coenzyme A is broken down into two molecules of carbon dioxide. So D is the correct answer. Next one. Select the true statement from the following. One pyruvic acid can produce 2 acetyl coenzyme A by oxidative decarboxylation. Pyruvic acid is a 3-carbon compound. Acetyl coenzyme is a 2-carbon compound, so that one pyruvic acid can produce only one acetyl coenzyme A. One NADH can produce 3 ATP. That's right. One FADH can produce 2 ATP. That also is right. So B is the correct answer. One acetyl coenzyme can produce 24 ATP by undergoing Krebs cycle. One acetyl coenzyme can produce only 12 ATP. By glycolysis, one 6-carbon compound is broken into 3 2-carbon compounds. Not 2 3-carbon compounds. So the answer is B. Next one. During cellular respiration, the exact role of oxygen. Oxygen is needed to break glucose into pyruvic acid. Not oxygen is not needed. It's an anaerobic process. Oxygen combines with the carbon to form carbon dioxide. Oxygen is not combining with the carbon forming carbon dioxide. Oxygen combines with the hydrogen to form water. So that is the correct answer. Now comes the last question. Identify the correct option from the following. Statement 1. Glycolysis occurs in the cytoplasm of cells. That is a correct statement. It occurs in the cytosol or cytoplasm. Statement 2. Glycolysis occurs in both aerobic and anaerobic forms. Glycolysis is essentially an anaerobic process. that occurs in both aerobic forms and anaerobic form. That also is a right statement. So here both statements are true. C is the correct answer. So we have discussed 20 questions from this chapter, respiration in plants. All these questions are very important, and go through the lessons. Okay.